What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon/evening so far. NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I got some major breaking news surrounding the WWE and who could potentially be very close to eking a deal to purchase the WWE and become the new owners of the company going forward. Now, we all know WWE right now is in the middle of their WrestleMania weekend. We already finished night one, which was an absolutely fantastic show last night. And we're going to be getting ready for night two, which will be happening in about 2.5 hours. Headline, of course, by Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship. But that actually might pale in comparison to the major news that is happening outside of the ring involving Vince McMahon and the WWE. As, according to CNBC Sports, Vince McMahon and WWE is in advanced talks right now to be sold to Ari Emanuel's Endeavor Group, the parent company of UFC owned by Dana White. And according to familiar with the matter, and a deal could be announced as soon as Monday, with UFC and WWE expected to form a new publicly traded company as part of an agreement for people who declined to be named due to confidential nature of discussions. Endeavor is slated to own 51% of the new combat sports and entertainment company, while WWE shareholders would get 49%, according to the people, and the Endeavor deal gives WWE an enterprise value of $9.3 billion, they said. Emanuel is expected to act as the chief executive of both Endeavor and the new company, while McMahon likewise is expected to be the executive chairman, while Endeavor president Mark Shapiro will also work in the same role as the new company, while Dana White will remain as president of UFC and WWE CEO Nick Khan will serve as president of the wrestling business. The development comes during the same weekend WWE hosts its flagship live event WrestleMania in California. While the company has spent the past several months looking for a buyer, McMahon returned to the company as chairman back in January to oversee the process. Shares of WWE are up more than 33% so far this year, giving it market value more than $6.97 billion overall. And this deal will effectively end WWE's decades-old status as the family-run business when McMahon's father founded WWE in its original incarnation in the middle of the 20th century, and McMahon has a controlling the sharehold of the company since then. McMahon bought the company from his father back in 1982. Since then, the company has grown into a global phenomenon, spawning stars such as Hulk Hogan, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Dave Bautista, and John Cena. And we all know what happened with Vince McMahon. He retired back at the age of 77 back in July of last year. And then in that time period, his daughter Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan became the co-CEOs of the company, while Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, was the one in charge of the creative duties for Vince McMahon in the company. But Vince McMahon recently returned back to the WWE back in January, while Stephanie McMahon stepped down and Khan fully assumed the CEO role with the company, while the elder McMahon recently locked in a 2-year employment contract, according to a security filing. And Khan in recent weeks has been making the media rounds to discuss potential sales. He has told CNBC's Mark Brennan on Thursday that it's been a robust sale process, drawing interest from many buyers out there. WWE brings with it a robust media and live event businesses. Along with its decades worth of intellectual property, the company generated $1.29 billion in revenue last year, which is driven mainly by its $1 billion media unit. UFC has paid for of Endeavor. Last year, the MMA League helped Endeavor's sports business make $1.3 billion in revenue, and Endeavor market cap stood at about $10.53 billion as of Friday's close. And the Endeavor WWE deal values UFC at more than $12 billion. WWE at least at glance, would also fit well with the cultures at Endeavor and UFC, as McMahon is a brash public persona, making him an apparently good match for Emanuel and White, who have also known for their outsized personalities. Maybe that's why this deal is going down right now, because like Vince McMahon, Dana White has not been any shy of any type of scandals or anything. And Ari Emanuel knows if he could bring in and put together WWE and UFC in some type of supersized company overall, this could be a monster thing for publicly traded companies involved with WWE and UFC. And you could potentially see some WWE stars be involved in some UFC. And you could see some UFC stars do some WWE action. You could have a little bit of a cross promotion between both rosters on UFC and WWE when you get to major events. So in a way, this could be a big deal. So if you want to see a major UFC star but apparently appear on WWE, you could get that, and vice versa. But this looks like it's going to give Vince McMahon the opportunity to continue to be in charge of the WWE. But you have to wonder if Vince McMahon is going to publicly be pushed out of creative and it's going to stick with somebody like Paul Levesque going forward, or if this is a way for Vince McMahon to continue to be able to be in charge of creative. Now, as we all know, companies are very, very slippery. It's very possible that Endeavor could try to put together this deal and then they oust Vince McMahon and they try to bring Stephanie back, because Stephanie McMahon was at WrestleMania Night 1 last night, and there have been some rumblings about Stephanie possibly returning back to the WWE, as many within the company, talent, backstage consultants, and Nick Khan and many within the company are really, really happy and thankful to have Stephanie at that time with the company, and they would be very happy to potentially bring her back with the company going forward. But this is major news. Nothing is confirmed right now. Nothing is locked in. But right now, it's looking like that WWE is nearing a deal to merge with UFC under the Ari Emanuel Endeavor company overall and turn it into a publicly traded superpower that would merge UFC and WWE together into some type of major global conglomerate company, which could possibly make 49%, would make $9.3 billion worth of WWE enterprise going forward, and could make both companies combined together over $12 billion in revenue. It's still going to be, it sounds like a publicly traded company. But either way, it looks like that the sale with WWE and the results look like they're coming to a close very soon. It looks like WWE is getting sold very, very soon after WrestleMania 39, which was the target date from what Nick Khan said all the way back in February. So we could be getting our news around who is going to be purchasing WWE, and it looks like it's going to be Endeavor. We'll have to wait and see how this process is going to play out and what could happen with the WWE in terms of internally, externally, and like I mentioned, you might be seeing some UFC wrestlers making their way to Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and NXT, as well as premium live events like their pay-per-view events, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania next year. You could see a lot of things being put together with this major merger, but you guys let me know in the comment section what you think about this major news with WWE nearing a deal to merge with Ari Emanuel's Endeavor Group that is a partnership with UFC and merging WWE and UFC together as a publicly traded company. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and give a sub to NYGJeffyT85 for this more breaking news, updates, and chatter surrounding the WWE. And turn on that bell for notifications. The next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the WWE. And let me know in the comment section what you think about this major news. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Take it easy, and let's see what WrestleMania Night 2 has for us on the table.